Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. I am Starco Gaming and we are back with another Dragon Champion video. If you are level 15 or below, make sure to use the promo code Starco to get a free starter pack. To do so, it is pretty simple guys. You go in the settings, use promo code, and you enter the code Starco, STARKO, press OK, and you will receive a little pack giving you a little bit of help in your progression into the world of Dragon Champion. So guys, today it is time to start updating our tier list. We're going to be doing it in a different way than the previous tier list. Now the tier list is going to be classify per race, is it called a race or faction or whatever it's called. We're gonna be starting with the human today, and over the next couple weeks or so we're gonna be updating every single race with their tier list and how and we're actually also going to be explaining how we rank them. So first things to actually make that easier for you guys, we're going to be jumping right away here on the tier list. By the way guys, you can actually gain access to the tier list on the my Discord server. You go on the Discord server, link is in the description down below. You click on the link and then you're going to be joining the Discord server. You're going to have a channel called Dragon Champion, and below that is going to be a section called Guide, where you're going to have access to the tier list down there guys. So it's really simple. You go there, you're going to have access to the tier list. The tier list is in the revamping mode, so right now only the human is actually available, but when you watch this video, maybe more of the races will be available, and eventually every single races will be available into this this tier list guys. So the way it's set up is pretty simple guys. We have the name of the champion, we have the class of the champion, we have the PvE standing, which is mostly events, camping and that kind of stuff. Then we have the PvP ranking with combined battleground and arena, and then we have the raid ranking, which is guild raid, then the overall ranking, all that combined, what it gives us. And then we have special notes, and also guys, we have character spotlight video. If you want to have more information on the character, you can just click on the video here, boom, and you're actually going to be jumping to the character spotlight. Some character spotlight are outdated, but when we do an updated version, we're going to be replacing the link here with the new version. It's actually pretty simple. So this is the tier list guys. We're going to be talking about every single character in the human race, obviously, in this video, so we can actually rank them. Now the ranking is not based on the race. The ranking is based on what they are overall in the game compared to other classes and other stuff, leadership and all of that. We're going to be explaining them one by one, so you're gonna have a better idea here. So the top human characters, obviously guys, is Garrett. Garrett is a top meta in the game. His kit is a game changer in every aspect of the game. He can pretty much apply every single debuff in the game except maybe ability block. He can remove all buff depending on the arrow he gets. He can blind AoE blind a whole group, except ability block and healing heal block that you can apply. Every other single debuff you can actually apply them, and removing buff is outstanding, and then doing blind is just crazy. His kit is just awesome guys, just because of that. He is, in my opinion, one of the top 10 character in the game, so he's definitely deserving the SS ranking. The only place actually Garrett does not perform very well is actually in the raid, because raid is either you have to have a reliable slow, which Garrett does not have, or you need to have a reliable attack bar increase, turn meter increase or turn meter reduction, which does not have. So this is pretty much the only reason why he's not that great in the raid. Still decent characters for some of the faces in the raid to actually be able to do some decent damage, but nothing game changing, nothing that will allow you to be able to solo a face. Second characters at S+, we have Solus. Solus is a very strong character in the PvE and the PvP. In the raid, this is a little bit less good, but still very good for a phase 3 or phase 4 or of the raids is definitely Solius is the best healer overall. Not only has the best order leadership ability, but also he is the most efficient plug and play healer in the game. That's pretty much says it all about Solius. And next we have Eric Shellbreaker. Eric Shellbreaker is a top meta character for PvP. In PvE he is a little bit lesser, not as performing as in the PvP, but is still very awesome. Eric has a very unique kit: buff immunity pair with armor increase, extra damage against enemy with shield, and an amazing synergy with Garrett. One of the most important character for arena, definitely a top 3 characters for arena. If you're gonna go with 3 best characters for arena, he's definitely make it to the top 3 because of the armor increase and buff immunity, which is a game changer. We move to the next character here. We have a Kurel. Kurel is a mage. In PvE, Krell is outstanding. In PvP, she does a very solid job, at least in battleground. In the raid, she is quite useless in the raid. Now she can still do some decent damage. She can bypass a defender in phase 1, for example, but overall she's not going to be doing that much. Krell is one of the most annoying mages in the game. If you pair her with the 2 other mages, she is mostly non-targetable. Also the only champion who can negate defender. Also, she is the only champion that can negate a defender without having to rely on the potency, because her skills can actually put invisibility, transfer her talents to invisibility, so that kind of make the tank go away pretty much, which is very useful. Next we have Frizzer. Frizzer is a mage. Frizzer in PvE is outstanding. In PvP, can do a decent jump in battleground, but not that great. In the raid, apparently, I skipped Little Betty. We're gonna go back to Little Betty after that. In the raid, it can actually do a very solid job, very reliable speed reduction, very reliable slow. No, we already said slow, very reliable turn meter reduction with this third skill if you get that skill to level 7. So definitely can do a very solid job. Actually, for raid, guys, I'm actually gonna go against what I wrote here. We're gonna put a S. It's just too good to actually be considered a in the raid. Overall is an A+. Frizzer is the top 3 mage for raid, but his PvP performance bring him down a bit on this list. He is still one of the first mage you should be focusing on, definitely. And yeah, that makes it a global ranking at A+. Next we have Little Betty. Little Betty is a defender. She should be the first, unless you are a big spender, she should be the first 7-star tank you have on your roster. She is great in PvE. She is great in PvP. She is meta in the raid. She will be your best tank early in the game until you get access to Kiri. Kiri is stronger in both PvE and PvP, but in the raid, Little Betty is still the top meta defender with her ability, basic ability, the first ability to level 7. Little Betty is crazy in guild raids, definitely. So because of that, she gets overall ranking of S. Next we have Snorri. Snorri is a warrior. He is in PvE pretty decent, PvP average. Still can actually get some good AoE damage done. In the raids, not very great, although if you can actually build him around a bleed squad, that can actually do some very solid job done. I think it's with Tobal or Tool. One of those actually get a huge benefit, or maybe it's Raleigh. I don't really remember which one it is. Big benefit from bleeding. You can actually get a lot of turn meter increase on that character. I think it's one of the 2 dwarf, to be honest. But when we do the dwarf tier list or half big tier list, we're gonna figure out which one it is. So it can be very useful in raid because that Snorri is a great character and have a decent synergy with Freezer, but late game he become less useful. This is totally true. Late game there's too many good characters, outstanding characters, and actually drop him down a little bit. Maybe becomes like a squad 7 or 8 in Battleground, for example. So still solid characters, but is still lacking a little bit end game. Maybe when he gets his level 7 ability, this is going to be a game changer. Next we have Robin Bad. Robin Bad is probably the weakest ranger in the game, but still can actually be a decent character. Robin Bad is not outstanding in any game mode. Some events can actually be performing really well because of his counter attack, and that is pretty much why you actually get a decent ranking still of A, which is average. Robin Bad is not as bad as his name looks. His counter attack passive can sometimes be a game changer in the full human team, obviously. Next we have Selena. Selena is one of the weakest healer in the game. Not that her healing is actually that bad, but it's because our well, she can actually apply a copy buff from the opponent team. If she copy down and put it on your weakest ally, well, that just kill your team pretty much. So that can actually be pretty bad. So basically because of that she gets a very low ranking, but she can still be a very decent healer. Selena doesn't have a bad kit, but since she can copy buff from the other team, which include being able to put talent under your weakest allies, it's usually make her a liability. Sorry, can barely say this word. So that is pretty much why she is ranked so low. And the last character in the human, we have Darian. Darian's a defender. Darian is not really considered a good defender. He's going to be a defender you're going to be rolling with until you can actually recruit to Kinley, and that is pretty much it. And later on you're going to be using him for his leadership in Battleground, and that is pretty much it. The note here says Darian is the starter defender, needs to be built to help you clear down the Order 4-3, to allow you to start farming Kinley. On Kinley is recruited, you'll stop using Darian until you need his leadership in Battleground. And when we mean need his leadership in Battleground, it's when you get around 10 clans that you actually have to set defense or set up offense for. That is where you're going to be starting to use him, but not before that. And that covers all the human character in the game, guys. So hopefully this little tier list video will help you in knowing which characters is good, which characters is bad, and for what reason and for what game mode. If you have certain details you would like me to add to this tier list, or you have things that you don't agree with in this tier list, well, let me know in the comment section, guys, or leave me a message on Discord. Obviously, always reading my posts, every single message on my Discord server. So guys, thank you for watching this video. You keep enjoying playing Dragon Champion, and I will see you guys in the next video.